So shit, man. 2024 just ended. Happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, happy New Year, bro.
Yeah, for sure. You had a hot year, man. You dropped 3 projects, bro. EP, Facer Music,
Yeah,
Bad Intentions, and the band Bullies tape.
yeah.
So yeah, you was working in 2024. So
Definitely.
shit, man. Give us a little sneak peek, like what you got planned for 2025.
Shit. End of 2025 or end of 2024, my bad.
Yeah.
I reached out to this other upcoming artist out of Minnesota. Her name is Ani Rex.
Okay.
She
Heard
stayed,
about her for sure.
bro. She stays out like New Jersey, New York area.
Hmm.
But I seen her on like a live on Lake Street. She did her little live on Lake Street freestyle.
Oh, the freestyle, yeah, I saw that too.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I just like not to say it wasn't good, but like I seen like the potential in her type shit. And I'm like, damn, like we could actually like do some cool shit together. And so I just was like, shit, if I reach out to her, and like, just tell her I do cover art and shit, tell her I'm fucking with her, like maybe she'll hit me back.
Yeah.
And she ended up being super genuine. I ended up doing some cover art for her, and then she ended up. I asked her like, shit, if I did a song and like send it to you, like, would you like do a verse for me?
Mm-hmm.
She said yeah. So we got that dropping tonight at midnight. It's called Back Home.
Okay.
But yeah, she's definitely another cold upcoming artist. Like we definitely fuck with her because it's like other than my B.O.B. features and shit and Bird, I don't really got no other features. Like like,
yeah, and shout out her too for not being like Hollywood or you know what I'm saying.
Bro, because like I hit up Enzy.
A lot of people in Minnesota. See, I'm glad you're telling the story because a
No,
lot of people in Minnesota do that.
bro, like I hit up Enzy Rose.
Talk about the song.
Yeah, you can tell the story after that, but kind of tell us about the song a little bit too. With Ani Rex, that's dropping at midnight. You said.
Shit, okay, like the song we got dropping, that shit's called Back Home. And so like I kind of got the concept like from when I seen her live on Lake Street Freestyle.
Yeah.
It kind of made me think of like that like New York drill type shit. So I'm like, okay,
sure.
like I'm gonna like do a song where like I think she would sound good on doing that type of flow.
Yeah.
And so found the beat, shit, did the hook, did my verse, sent that shit over to her. She was fucking with it hella hard. So she made a little TikTok. She uploaded a snippet. That shit's at like 6K right now. Probably like,
damn.
We only dropped it like a couple weeks ago type shit. So
that's what's up.
Yep, definitely. And I got more shit coming with her too. Like we're finna do like a little 4-song EP. I don't got a name for, or we don't got a name for it yet, but we still.
It's in the works.
Yeah, in the works. We're finna definitely have Back Home as one of the songs on there, and then probably do like 3 other songs. Joints. Try to get like a actual like industry artist as a feature on there. So like, yeah, we got that shit in the works.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, man. So yeah, finish your story.
Oh shit. So yeah bro.
That artist you reach out to.
Yeah, so I already don't reach out to a bunch of artists because like like there's some people that have reached out to me and been genuine, but like as far as like people who like someone got a name already in Minnesota, like they kind of be acting like bougie in Hollywood, like you said.
No, trust me, I know I hate that shit, and I'll never reach out again. I just kind of peep that shit and move accordingly, bro. So trust me, I feel you.
Long story short, I reached out to Enzy Rose, and it's like little did she know, like I was already doing like cover art, and I was doing like flyers, like that her so-called manager, Sunny Soda or whatever. I was already doing like work for him, like bro. So
you was already doing shit for her, and she was unaware.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to clarify so that people know.
Okay. She was unaware because it was through Sunny, and so. It's like shit. I figured like like we're both like Minneapolis artists, like, and she got us like an unreleased song with my homie Shakedown, free my nigga Shakedown, but she already got the song with one of my homies and like has worked with him, so I'm like, all right, like I'm locked in with your manager.
Yeah.
that's why I said so called because I don't know if that's actually her manager. I just know like, that's the free world nigga. And she's supposedly free world. So, I'm like shit. Let me just like reach out to her. Like, did the same shit I did with Ani. Like, uh, it was like shit. I do music and I do cover art. Like, I fuck with your vibe and I fuck with your sound. Um, like you should let me do some like cover art for you or something, and like we should like work.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling me that she tried to charge me like 300 for a verse, and I was like, like there's nothing wrong with that. Your price is your price. But it's like realistically, it's like I didn't need it that bad, like it's because it's like at the end of the day, other than it being good music, which it would be, it's like what is that gonna do for my career? I feel like my verse on the song, it like I don't feel like me doing a song with you is gonna like boost me up to somewhere I can't reach by myself. I just simply wanted to work because I thought she did good music and shit. I thought we would do some cool shit together. But yeah, like I said, Ani was just way more genuine in the regard of like she could have like that's why I was honestly not saying I wanted to expect that, but it was almost like I wouldn't have been surprised if she would have just either left me on scene or didn't open the message, because she got like, 13, 14K followers, like,
yeah, peeps.
But that's what a lot of motherfuckers don't realize. It don't even always be about followers.
Yeah.
I got like nigga Miko, for instance, that nigga just lost his IG with like 4,000 followers, nigga. But it's like Miko's one of the few niggas that could really be out here on foot, nigga, making shit happen, nigga, with no social media, nigga, really making plays, nigga, making more plays than niggas that got 20K followers. So
yeah, that shit really just kind of be a facade, honestly.
Bro.
Like it's a lot of half them followers be bots too.
God.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'll be more happy about my organic fan base because like before I dropped my tape, it's like I only had like 500 and like probably like 50, 60 followers. Yeah. Like nigga, I was like nigga, if y'all want me to drop, give me the 600. And I really like I put in the work as far as like doing cover arts, like just making like genuine connections with people. Having people listen to my music and hear it and then follow me. So like nigga, I got over 600 followers now, but it's like if I really wanted to worry about that follower shit,
Bro,
I could.
I'm telling you, I got almost 500 followers, and they're all people like that I met outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, we vibe, all follow me on Instagram, stuff like that. It's way more organic that way. But you brought up Miko, man. It brings up my next question because that's actually how I heard your music, bro. We just riding, you know what I'm saying, in traffic and shit. And he's playing this nigga, and he's like, "Yeah, this my homie." He kept saying, "This my homie." Miko be fucking. He knows people all over the country. So I'm like, "This nigga's from Minnesota." He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What, bro?" So I think it was damn near might have been the Bad Intentions project, and just a bunch of other various stuff we're listening to. So let's talk about the Bad Intentions project and the collaboration with Squash and how you formed that.
So shit, now that shit came to be so. Realistically, I was already thinking about like shit. I've only been doing features, and I was kind of planning to like, kind of, how do I say it, like, the way I approach dropping, like, I knew it was a lot of people that wanted me to drop a tape, and that like, I was only putting out features and shit, like a little shit here and there. So like, people was hearing some of my work, but they wasn't hearing like the first ever project I ever dropped was called Stim Pad. So it's supposed to be like stimulus package, and the way that came about was like, you know, the first apartment I ever got, I used to have my homies come over, and shout out to my homie Ra. Ra and Squash would come over. A lot of my other homies would come over, and we would just like be playing cards or like pregame over there before we went out and shit.
Right.
And a lot of times we just be over there freestyling and shit. And so Ra and Squash had already been like, kind of started taking music seriously. And so I kind of looked at them and was like, like, damn, like, nigga, if they could do this shit, like,
that shit motivated you.
Yeah, like I could. Yeah, that shit motivated me for sure.
Right.
And it was like, growing up, I had always used to like, this is before like, we got iPods and like shit like that. Like it's like, nigga, I would really like listen to songs and like write down the lyrics, and then
like the tape recorder days, like shit like that.
Bro, just to memorize this lyrics to the song and shit.
Yeah.
And so I remember the first ever song I dropped was this diss track back when I was in like 10th grade or 10th or 11th grade, and that shit's still up on SoundCloud to this day. But I dissed this nigga that I ended up getting into a fight with. But that was my first ever song. So like that was the first time I kind of took music seriously, because my homie, shout out Tommy Bayer, that nigga's a comedian out in I think he stays out in New York right now. But bro had a studio at his crib, and so I made that song there. And so that's when I like kind of first really was like, damn, I want to do this shit.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have like the resources and shit. And shout out Lucian too, Lucian Parker.
Bro, that's crazy. He did songs with my cousin Breezy.
Bro, we went to high school together, and I don't know if you know who Drelly is. He just did. He stays out in Cali, but bro just did a song. It's gonna be on Fortnite.
Oh, that's tough.
We all went to high school together and shit, bro. And so they had kind of hopped on their music shit a little earlier than me. But even back then, like, bro, them niggas was like fucking with me like heavy. I just like I didn't have like the resources to like do music and shit. And so with Squash and them, when I seen them was taking it serious, this is like fast forward from high school. Like I'm like 23 at this point, like basically just fresh turned 23, and I'm like, I'm finna try to take this shit serious. Yeah. And so Squash invites me to the studio. We go to the studio and do like 4 songs, nigga, and like I gassed all the songs, nigga, and it's like he don't like no funny shit, no bullshit. Like he was only getting on the songs, and like the tape's not up right now, but the shit we shot music videos for, which was 2 songs, those are still up on YouTube. But the TuneCore account that the tape got uploaded to, they just never paid it. I think it was his ex's TuneCore account, or his ex that's his current girlfriend now. So it was on her TuneCore account. She didn't pay it, and the shit disappeared.
Damn.
But basically we do the fucking 4 songs, and it's like it's for real me on 80% of the songs. Like me and my homie was just watching one of my old videos, and I think the shit was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. It was like this nigga was on the song for like 30 seconds, bro, and it was like me.
Well, he was just on the hook or what?
It wasn't even, because back then it's like I didn't even do hooks, bro. I just was like.
No, I'm talking about him. You said he was only on the song for 30 seconds.
But it was not like we was doing hooks. I was like we was just spinning.
Oh, I see what you mean, like a back and forth.
Straight through.
Okay, like a Rio Mike type of.
Well, we did do one song like that, going back and forth.
Yeah.
But it was like basically he was like we would go back and forth, but then we stopped going back and forth, and it was only me. Like, and so we like the nigga probably had like 8 to 12 bars type shit, and I had like 32 or some shit like that, like.
Damn.
And so
that shit really your song.
It's like, yeah, for real, my song. And so like, I'm not knowing quite how like all this shit goes, because I don't have like at this point in time, like I don't have my I'm just getting my Apple Artist account set up. Like I don't have all my shit like set up, like on my pages and shit. I didn't even have a DistroKid, and so I'm like not really thinking like, I didn't even think it was gonna make any bread, because like it was like I didn't pay for any promo for that tape. So like other than, my homies and the people that Squash knew, and it's like, Squash played basketball and shit and went to De La Salle, so like I knew he knew a fair amount of people as well. So I'm like, shit, other than the people we know combined, I didn't think it was gonna go too crazy.
Yeah.
Nigga, on my soul, I could pull up the shit right now, nigga. Where's my phone? Nigga, no bullshit. I'm gonna keep talking about it. But nigga, every one of these songs um, every one of these songs, nigga, they had like 25K each. Like each song, it was 4 songs long. They each had over 25K, and that was only on Apple Music. And the shit was the like same for Spotify, if not more.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, once I see that, I'm adding up shit in my head, and I'm like, bro, like, well, how much do motherfuckers get paid to stream? Like I'm knowing this, it can't be like that much, but I'm like, gotta get paid at least like a cent or two, type shit.
He said at least a cent.
And so, nigga, I think I looked and it was like 2 cents a stream or some shit like that. And so I do the math, bro, and it's like 200K times 2 cents. It was like 2,000. It was like a couple thousand or something.
Racks.
Yeah, it was like a couple racks.
You should have at least one of them.
Bro, like now so like I the way I found out is my homie. I'm not gonna say his name, but one of my homies was basically like, yeah, Squash just said y'all tape this so and so and such and such. Um and when he told me how many numbers it did, it was, bro, I forget exactly what he told me, but it had something to do about like the money or something like that, bro. And I was like, I called Squash and I'm like, bro, why didn't you tell me like the tape made no money, bro? And he was like, cause you ain't asked. And I was like, I'm like, damn. So I kind of thought about like, it kind of is my fault because like I expected a nigga to move the same as I move,
Nah, literally.
And that was just my bad. But then it's like, that's why it's like the reason I took this nigga his name off of the Bad Intentions tape is like, kind of that nigga had already kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I kind of like overlooked it. Like I'm like, from now on, I'm gonna just have all my shit like square. Like as far as paying for studio sessions and shit. And long story short, this nigga wanted me to tap in with one of his homies and do a song with him. And so I'm like, all right. He said, bro lived in Detroit. Now, mind you, I don't know anybody in Detroit. And everybody, we heard stories of Detroit, nigga, like, niggas be getting fucking robbed and shit, nigga, like, and it's like, nigga.
We all done heard
it. It's like, unless you know somebody out there, you don't really need to be out there just dangling, bro. Like, no Diddy. And so,
we cannot have a conversation without saying no Diddy is wild.
And so, mind you, he's been telling me this for like a year and a half, bro. You got to do a song with this nigga, bro. We would go hard as hell on a song. And so I'm like, all right, bet. I'm not really. I'll do the song, but it's like I'm not trying to rush out and go to Detroit. And I'm like, if anything, I'm like, why would we fly? I'm like, why don't we just I'm like, why don't we drive, bro? Like, then we could be mobile,